Dark clouds holding their breath. Dark clouds covered the sky so completely that even the moon. That night, even the walls of the royal palace seemed to be holding their breath. Dark clouds covered the sky so completely that even the moon was afraid to appear. On the highest tower of the palace, Prince Arav stood alone, staring into the distance. The entire kingdom was asleep below him. But inside his heart, a storm had been awake for years. 3 years. 3 long years since Mira disappeared. Mira, a poor village girl who used to sell flowers outside the palace gates. A girl whose smile held no greed, whose eyes carried dreams but no rights. Arav had not loved her as a prince. He had loved her as a human being. But the royal court called that love a crime. The king called it weakness. And Mira was erased. Silently. Just then, Arav's phone screen lit up. An unknown number. A voice message. He pressed play. If you are listening to this, Arav, then maybe I am still alive. Or maybe I am already dead. Arav's breath stopped. That voice, that trembling pain. Mira. I'm sorry I left without telling you. I'm sorry I stayed silent. But the day I discovered the truth, hidden behind the palace walls, that day my death was decided. Arav leaned against the cold stone wall, barely standing. Your father is being slowly poisoned. Someone from within the royal court wants the throne, and you are the biggest obstacle in his way. The recording fell silent. Then Mira's final words echoed. If I am alive, find me here. A location appeared on the screen, far away from the palace, near the abandoned mines. Arav did not hesitate. No crown, no guards. At that moment, he was not a prince. He was only a man in love. Rain chased him through broken roads and darkness. Fear whispered at every turn. What if he was already too late? Near the mines stood a broken hut. Inside, a dim lantern flickered. Mira, he whispered, his voice shaking. A soft sob answered. Prince. She was there. Alive. Weak. Thin. Her hands carried scars. Her back bore wounds that time had failed to erase. Arav held her tightly. They tried to kill me, Mira said quietly, but then they changed their minds. They kept me alive, so I would live in fear, so I would never speak the truth. Why didn't you run away alone? Arav cried. Tears filled her eyes. Because if I ran, they would have killed you, and I could never live knowing that. Suddenly, the sound of horses echoed outside. Mira's face turned pale. They've found us, she whispered. They will never stop hunting me. The door burst open. Soldiers rushed in. Behind them stood the trusted royal advisor, the man everyone believed in. So, he laughed coldly, the prince finally chose the poor girl over the kingdom. Leave the throne, Arav, he said, or watch her die. Arav drew his sword. Not today, he said calmly. Today either the truth dies or the lie does. Steel clashed. Cries filled the air. Chaos erupted. An arrow flew. Mira stepped in front of Arav. The arrow pierced her chest. Time stopped. She collapsed to the ground. Arav caught her, screaming her name. I couldn't become your queen, Mira whispered weakly, but your love was worth more than any crown. Her eyes slowly closed. Footsteps thundered outside. The king's loyal soldiers arrived. The traitor was arrested. Doctors rushed in. After a long, merciless night, morning finally came. Mira survived. Days later, the entire kingdom learned the truth. The old king stepped down. Arav became king. His first order was simple. The palace gates would never again be closed to the poor. Even today, behind the palace, there stands a small house, where a king and a girl who was once poor lived together. And every night, Arav whispers to Mira, if you had not chosen the truth that day, this crown would have been nothing but a lie. Because some stories are not written in palaces, they are written in sacrifices.